Hello guys, till now we have seen about different things from Python, that are how we can comment out things by using hash and double quotes, triple quotes, right? And after that we saw about different data types, that are string, integer, float, then boolean data type. After that we saw how we can store these data types into different data structures. What was those data structures? That was list, tuples, sets and dictionaries. Let's again take an example of our shopping list. So when we discussed about list, so we created one shopping list, right? So in that there was just 3 items in that list. But let's say that you are actually own a shop, and in that shop you have to sell different items, and you go to a wholesaler and you buy lot of things in bulk, right? And you want to calculate what is the total bill of that. So if you try to do that manually, just adding up each price as you count, so it is going to be a hectic work, and there is going to be a chance that you can maybe do some error in that. So how can you do this kind of a work that is a repetitive task, we are doing the same thing repeatedly, we are just adding up the prices till we get the total bill, right? So how can you do that? By using the Python. So in our today's video we are going to see that how to use loops, for loops, for doing this. So let's get into the screen and let's start. Now let's see how we can write a for loop. Before discussing that, I want you to tell about what is a range function. So let's try to write one range function here. Let's see a range of 10. Let's see what we get as an output. So range of 10 we get as a 0 to 10. So we can typecast this range and we can see what are the elements in it. Let's see. We will typecast this range, let's say, into a list. Let's see what is the output now. Then if we do that, then we get a list of numbers from 0 to 9. If you observe here, in a range, basically what we have a start point, after that we have an end point, and we have to remember that end point which is not included. So always remember that endpoint is not included in our range function. And then we have a step. I will tell you about the step function. So let's start with our for loop. So we will write our first for loop, for I in range of let's take a small range for first time, and it is important to write a semicolon. After that, when you give press the enter button, it automatically gives you an indentation, and you have to keep this indentation throughout the code. That code you want to keep inside the for loop. By that I mean the code that you want to repeat it in a loop. So we have to keep that code inside this indentation. Let's say I want to see what are the elements of this range, and I will print that. So as you can see, I am getting output from 0 to 4, and as I told you, endpoint is not included, so we are getting 4 as our output. Let's say that if I give here 0 as a starting point, 10 as my endpoint, and 2 as my step. So let's see what we get now. So when we do that, we get all the numbers like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. If you notice here, what is actually happening, that it is jumping by 2 numbers. From 0, it is directly going to 2. So it is going to the second number. So that's why we use a step inside a range. So this is the basic way by which we can use our for loop, and we can tell our loop how many times we want to run the same code. So let's see the same thing with iterables. So you will ask me what are the iterables, right? So iterables we have seen. So data structures in Python, right? Lists, tuples, sets and dictionaries. So all of those data structures are iterable data structures. So while discussing those, we also saw that how we can iterate that data structures by using the for loop. Let's see that again. Let's take our iterable object first. Let's create a list. We already have one list, right? That was our shopping list, so let's take that. So here we go. This is our shopping list. So we will try to iterate over that. For I in shopping list, print I. So as you can see, we can iterate over each element and we can print it individually. So let's try to solve our first question that we asked at the starting of the video, right? How we can calculate the total bill. So to do that, first I want you to pause this video for a few minutes and I want you to tell me what will be the best structure to store our item name and its price. Yup, that's dictionary is indeed. So let's take a dictionary instead of our this list. So I have written a dictionary, as you know. I have written that dictionary with its key and its value as a price. So let's try to iterate over this shopping list and let's try to see what is our output. So here we are getting the name of that output, right? So this way basically we iterate over iterable objects. And now let's take our example, and now we want to print the total bill. To print that, we have to first get these prices. So how can we do that? So for that we have to get the price. Let's see, shopping list we have created, and then we have to pass our I in that as a I. What is the I basically? So each time it is going to run, first it is going to enter a Kindle inside as our key. Then we will get the value respectively. Then we will enter the Naruto t-shirt that we have already bought. Then we will enter the camera as our key. Then we will get the respective price. So let's see what we get as our output. In this case, we are getting all the values related to our keys. So what is the challenge now? We want to add these in one variable. So let's create one variable as our bill. So it will be 0 and assign 0 as its value. Now each time we are going to iterate it, we will add a new price to our old bill and we will get a total bill at the end. So let's see how we can do that. And then we will add shopping list, enter the key as our I, and after that print our bill. So by this way we will get the total bill without counting it manually. It's that easy, right? No sweat at all. So that's how we deal with the for loops and we can do repetitive tasks. So for your practice, unless and until you are not going to practice this stuff by yourself, you are not going to get the full grasp on it. So I have given you some questions, some mission to complete as a Python shinobi. So the difficulty level is not that much difficult. So you have to do simple things like write a Python program to print. Believe it, in like a 5 times you have to do this. So what will you do and how will you approach this problem? Similar to that, I have given 4 more problems to solve. So let's see that. I will give you this GitHub link for this repository so you can solve these questions. And when you solve these questions, you can ping me your repository link inside our comment box and I will check it out how you have answered these questions, because everybody's approach to code a same question is going to be a different. So it's going to be a really nice thing to see. Mission accomplished. So that's it for today's guys. Let me know what you think about our today's video. Make sure you hit that like, share and subscribe button. See you in our next video. Till then, keep smiling, keep coding. Let's see the bright side together.